Welcome to Marvel Tunes!
In the Legend of Korra Book 2, Spirits, Korra faces a complex series of challenges as she navigates the ever-changing dynamics between humans and spirits. The season explores the origins of bending through the story of Wan, the first avatar, and delves into the consequences of a world where spirits and humans coexist. Tensions rise between the northern and southern water tribes, leading to a civil war instigated by Unalaq, Korra's uncle. Unalaq seeks to merge the spirit and physical worlds during the harmonic convergence, intending to become the Dark Avatar. As Korra grapples with her spiritual identity and battles dark spirits, she also discovers the truth about her family's past. Political intrigue, personal conflicts, and a brewing war culminate in a dramatic showdown with Unalaq that leaves the world forever changed and Korra facing new and profound challenges. In this video I will be talking about Avatar: The Legend of Korra, Book 3 Change, from start to finish, in detail. 2 weeks after harmonic convergence, Republic City is still recovering from the battle between Korra and Unavatu. The spirit vines have spread all over the city, creating pockets of wilds, which spirits call their home. As the Avatar, Korra tries to wipe out the vines, but fails as they grow back faster and bigger, destroying a building, so Raiko, Republic City's president, banishes her from the city. Mysterious things start happening since the spiritual world is now connected with the real world. We see Bumi, Tenzin's brother, starts to bend air. The gang learns that people around the world are beginning to spontaneously develop the ability to airbend. Meanwhile, a dangerous criminal, Zaheer, escapes from a remote prison thanks to his own new ability to bend air. Korra and Tenzin decide to rebuild the Air Nation by finding all the people who have developed airbending and recruit them. Traveling across the Earth Kingdom with Team Avatar and Jinora, Tenzin finds that most of the new airbenders are not willing to uproot their lives to join the new Air Nation, although they find a first recruit in Kai, a sly young thief trying to escape Earth Kingdom authorities. Meanwhile, Zaheer is on a mission of his own. He helps liberate Gazan, an earthbender, from his prison, and then both of them free the armless waterbender Minghua. They form a new group called the Red Lotus, and their purpose is to abduct and kill the Avatar. Elsewhere, an elderly Zuko, from Avatar: The Last Airbender, travels to the North Pole where the last member of Zaheer's gang is being kept. Team Avatar arrive in Ba Sing Se as part of their search for new airbenders, and receive an ambivalent welcome from Hao Ting, the Queen of the Earth Kingdom, who is of the belief that Avatar Aang and Zuko manipulated her father in his time on the throne and build Republic City. Korra reluctantly agrees to a tax collection effort on the Queen's behalf in order to gain her cooperation, fighting off bandits with Asami during the mission, but upon their return the Queen claims that there are no airbenders in the city. Meanwhile, Kai leaves the group to pickpocket, and while looking for him, Mako and Bolin meet the family of their late father. They learn that city's secret police, the Daily, who are now more firmly under the control of the throne, are capturing new airbenders, and even captures Kai and throw him into prison filled with airbenders. They are told to serve in the army as Queen's first airbending regiment. At the North Pole, Zuko, the new Northern Water Tribe chiefs Desna and Eska, and Korra's father Tonraq visit Zaheer's last imprisoned comrade, his girlfriend, and a dangerous firebender. Zaheer and his team arrive at the North Pole and an intense battle between the two teams takes place. Zaheer faces off against Tonraq, while Minghua fights Desna and Eska, and Zuko battles Gazan. Minghua easily defeats the twin sisters and goes underground and manages to free Pali, who has a third eye just like Combustion Man from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Pali uses her explosive firebending to blow everyone away and they escape. In Ba Sing Se, Mako and Bolin tell everyone about the Queen's plan to keep the airbenders, so Jinora uses her spirit technique to find Kai and realizes that he is held underground beneath the Queen's temple. Lin Beifong arrives to warn Korra about the threat to her life. The gang decide to infiltrate the temple and manages to free all the airbenders. On their way out they face off against Daily members and the Earth Queen, but everyone manages to escape. Tenzin gives all the airbenders an option to travel with him to the Northern Air Temple, while the others search for more airbenders. Team Avatar arrives in Zaofu, which is a city entirely made of metal, but Lin refuses to come along. They are welcomed into the city by Iwei, a trusted advisor, who has the ability to detect seismic changes in people's body when they lie. He takes the gang to meet Suyin, who is revealed to be Lin's younger half-sister, who haven't spoken to each other in 30 years, and mother of Opal, another airbender. Back at Republic City, another airbender named Yoru joins the airbending group. At night, Kaya, Tenzin's sister, realizes that it's actually Zaheer and tries to apprehend him with waterbending, but falls unconscious after a tough battle while Zaheer leaves on a glider, who knows about Korra's location. While Korra learns metal bending from Suyin, also known as Su, Lin confronts memories of her youth. As a young police officer, she was scarred by Su while apprehending her at a crime scene, and their mother Toph covered up the incident before sending Su away and resigning as police chief. Lin finally decides to confront her sister, but it turns into a huge fight, and after a violent confrontation, the sisters reconcile with one another. Meanwhile, Zaheer and his crew escape Republic City after a small car chase with police. We also learn that Zaheer has the ability to enter the spirit world, which helps him ascertain the Avatar's whereabouts. In Zaofu, Bolin also starts learning metal bending alongside Korra, while Opal leaves for the Northern Air Temple. At night, Zaheer and his team infiltrates Zaofu and attacks Naga, Korra's polar bear dog, and captures her. But Team Avatar, backed up by Lin and a group of metalbenders, surround the Red Lotus, and Zaheer is separated from his group. Lin and Su decide to drop from the sky to rescue Korra, and as soon as they drop, Bolin stuns Polly, helping the sisters save Korra. Zaheer tries to get to them, but fails, so the Red Lotus escapes. In the subsequent investigation, Korra and her friends discover that Su's advisor Iway has been aiding Zaheer and his group, but he escapes through a secret tunnel. Later, with the help of Su, Team Avatar sneaks out of Zaofu, without telling Lin, to pursue the invaders. Naga follows Iway's scent and brings Team Avatar to the Misty Palms Oasis. They follow Iway to his room and find that he has entered the spirit world, so Korra decides to do the same. She sees Iway and Zaheer talking. Zaheer throws Iway into the fog of lost souls and then talks to Korra about the goals of his secret society, the Red Lotus, an offshoot of the Order of the White Lotus. They want to overthrow governments, in service of the ideological belief that chaos is the natural state of the world. Zaheer communicates with his friends to find Korra, as he stalls for time talking to her. As Zaheer's allies close in, a battle commences between the two groups. Bolin and Mako face off against Minghua and Gazan, who are deemed too powerful for Team Avatar, and both of them get captured. Meanwhile, Asami, fleeing a Naga with Korra's body, is captured by the Earth Queen's forces. En route by airship to Ba Sing Se, Korra and Asami escape from their cell, but crash land the airship in the desert. Working with the airship's crew, they escape a massive desert animal and arrive back at the oasis. In Ba Sing Se, the Red Lotus propose to exchange Mako and Bolin for Korra to the Earth Queen. After hearing of Korra's escape, they attack and defeat the Daily, and Zaheer uses his airbending to asphyxiate the Earth Queen to death. The Red Lotus destroys part of the city's inner walls, announcing that the city belongs to the people, and chaos breaks out. Zaheer frees Mako and Bolin and gives them a message for Korra. At the oasis, Asami and Korra meet Tamrock, who came with some allies, Zuko and Lin. As the inner city of Ba Sing Se is looted and razed, and riots and fires spread throughout the outer city. Mako and Bolin help their family escape the fire, and they all travel back to the Misty Palms Oasis. They tell Korra that Zaheer intends to kill the Airbenders at the Northern Air Temple unless she surrenders to him. Korra decides to enter the spirit world to talk to Zaheer, but she meets Iroh, who calms her down and encourages her to protect and maintain peace. Korra uses the Metal Clan's radio to contact Tenzin just as the Red Lotus attacks the temple. Tenzin resists the invaders with his siblings while the other airbenders attempt to escape. Tenzin faces a great challenge as he fights against Zaheer, while his siblings battle against Minghua and Gazan. The defenders are overpowered. The Red Lotus throws Kaya and Bumi off the mountain and subdue the exhausted and badly beaten Tenzin. Meanwhile, Jinora and the other airbenders try to avoid Polly, so Kai decides to distract her, and everyone uses this opportunity to cross the bridge, but he gets attacked. Fortunately, he is saved by a baby air bison. Korra agrees to give herself up to the Red Lotus to save the airbenders. She contacts Zaheer and they decide on a meeting spot. While Mako alongside Bolin and Asami go to the Northern Air Temple, the rest of them go to the meeting spot, hiding under the clouds. As Korra surrenders, Mako calls out that Zaheer has already removed the hostages from the temple, so Korra tries to escape because Zaheer broke their deal. Lin and Su join the fight with other metalbenders and battle against Pali. Tanra breaks the string lines holding the airship, blocking any kind of escape. Su uses her metal armor to subdue Pali's explosion, which kills her. Zaheer throws Tamrak off the cliff, who is saved by the metalbender, and escapes with the unconscious Korra using his newfound ability to fly. Meanwhile, at the Northern Air Temple, Gazan traps Team Avatar and Tenzin with lava and flees with Minghua, but they escape successfully thanks to Bolin's newfound lava bending. Kai shows up with the baby air bison and helps them safely escape the temple. The Red Lotus tortures a chained Korra by poisoning her with mercury in order to force her to the point of death, triggering the Avatar state before they kill her, which would end the cycle of the Avatar's rebirth. Kai brings everyone to the place where he saw the Airbenders and they rescue them. Jinora uses her spirit technique to find Korra. However, a wrathful Korra overpowers her captors as she enters the Avatar state. She follows Zaheer outside the hideout and starts fighting him in the skies. An intense battle takes place between the two and Korra almost defeats Zaheer, but the poison kicks in and she falls. Meanwhile, Mako fights against Minghua and electrocutes her. He and Bolin narrowly escape Gazan's collapsing the Red Lotus's lair on top of himself. As Korra is about to succumb to the poison, Jinora leads the Airbenders to pull Zaheer out of the sky with a massive air vortex formed from their combined bending. Zaheer is captured, and Su metal bends the poison out of Korra, saving her life. 2 weeks later, in Republic City, a weakened, wheelchair-bound Korra watches as Tenzin anoints Jinora as an airbending master and rededicates the air nomads to a nomadic life of service to the world, following Korra's example. The season comes to a close. If you liked this recap, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Marvel Toons as there's more to come your way.